What's up guys, it's Sava from SOS Kitchen, and today we're making mini pecan pies with a pecan-laced crust. Pecan pies are one of my favorite fall treats, and I was just down in New Orleans and my uncle had a big old pecan tree in his backyard, so I grabbed some of those, brought them home, and made these little pies. Obviously, you don't have to do all that work, but these pies are a delicious treat that you can not only kind of give out and share with your family and friends, but also, save so that you're not eating an entire pie yourself. As always, the recipe and instructions will be in the description box below. Let's get started. The first thing you'll need to do is roast your pecans. If you've never seen a pecan in its shell, then here it is. I shelled all the ones on the right, which were from my uncle's house, and then the ones on the left were just a few extra I had at my apartment. We're gonna roast all the pecans for both the pie and the crust for about 12 minutes until they're really nice and toasty and smelling delicious. Once your pecans are cooled, you can start to make your crust. In the bowl of a food processor, add in flour, your toasted pecans, salt, and sugar. Pulse the dry ingredients until no big pieces of pecans remain. Stir it around to make sure all the nuts are chopped really finely, and then add in some frozen butter. Pulse the butter until pea-sized pieces form. It's okay if some are a bit bigger, that's good so that you don't overblend it. Add in the water a bit at a time and pulse the dough until it just starts to look wet and sandy. Check if enough water has been added by pressing some of the dough between your fingers, and if it holds, then it's done. Turn the dough out onto a table and quickly press it into 2 equal-ish sized pieces. Wrap them in saran wrap and then let them chill in the fridge for at least an hour. Once your dough is rested, turn it out onto a well-floured surface and roll it out to about 1/8 of an inch thick. Especially for these mini pies, you don't want the crust to overwhelm the filling. Using a large 4-inch round cookie cutter or even the lid to a takeout container, cut out 18 rounds of dough. I forgot to show you this, but the rounds of crust went right onto a parchment-lined cookie tray and into the fridge to cool down for a couple minutes. I figured you were smart enough to figure out how to do that without me showing you. While your dough is chilling, make the custard filling for your pies. You're gonna need to cream together some butter, brown sugar, and salt. I use 1/2 to 1/3 of the sugar called for in most pecan pies, and I think it's plenty sweet, but you can add more if you want. Once smooth, add in some dark corn syrup and mix until it looks super delicious. Add in a splash of vanilla and 4 eggs and mix until combined. Honestly, a whisk would have been much easier for this, but I was lazy, so I didn't want to clean another one. Once the dough rounds are cooled, melt a little butter and brush it all over the muffin tin. Fit the rounds of chilled dough into the tins, making sure they touch all the way around the bottom and the sides of each tin. If you get a little hole, don't worry and just kind of duct tape it with some of the extra dough you should have. Fill each crust about 1/3 of the way up with the toasted pecans and then ladle over the custard filling. Fill it up almost to the top of each crust, but don't overfill it, otherwise it could burn onto the tin and make it really tough to get your pies out once they've cooked. Put your pies right into a preheated oven to bake for 25 to 30 minutes. When the pies come out of the oven, let them cool for 5 minutes in the tin and then run a knife or like an offset spatula around the edge of each pie and put them on a wire rack to cool completely. These little pies are so good and just amazing to share with your friends and loved ones. I give them out and got rave reviews, and hopefully you will too. Try baking them today and let me know what you think. Thanks for cooking with me again. Bye.